y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. If you are new here, I'm Tanya, and if you're one of my old returning friends, I'm so glad that you took the time to stop by. So y'all, I am going to acknowledge off the bat, I look rough as a corn cob. I have been under the weather over the Labor Day weekend, and just kind of took some days to just rest and sleep through most of it. And today I just, didn't want to put my contacts in, and I just kind of went all natural today. So, but I wanted to hop on and do a haul for you guys of things that I've kind of been collecting and saving. And this will be the last haul video before I start fall decorating, because today is Wednesday and I have every intention of starting some decorating tomorrow. What I'm going to be decorating tomorrow, hopefully my plan is that you're going to see the cabinet, the hutch that I showed you guys that I keep my pink depression glass. I'm packing all that up and I'm going to turn that into fall with vintage and thrifted items. So I'm really excited about how the potential that has. I know we had talked about, and I got several responses of you all, some of you that would like to see a pink depression glass video where I just kind of lay it all out and show you all the different patterns and things. And I am planning on doing that. I'm getting ready to pack everything up for the season. So I'm thinking I'll kind of delay that video a little bit until I unpack it in the spring, and when I start to pull it all out and clean it up, I'll just spread it all out and we'll do that video then. So anyway, let's jump right into this haul. This is all the things I'm about to show you were not from one thrifting store. There are several different stores, so I'm not going to really go into where things came from because I probably won't remember, or I'll mess it up. And also I had some Facebook Market purchases, and I think and one Amazon purchase. So I'm going to show you guys that, and if you have a specific question, I guess it really won't matter, because that's the difference between when I would do like Hobby Lobby or Walmart hauls, because you could run and go get it. But anyway, so let's just start. The first thing I'm going to show you that I was so excited to get, and I only paid $5 for this. So if you've looked for these, I'm new to this particular item, and I saw the prices all over the board, but with the $5, I was excited to get this ginger beer bottle. Now, it doesn't have any markings on it. I do like the ones that have the writing and kind of, say where they're from, but those are very expensive. So I was happy just to get the one for $5. I love the caramel color. I think it's going to go really great with fall, and it's going to pair well with some of the pottery pieces that I've had with the dark brown. It's just going to make a cute little vignette. So I was so excited to find this at such an affordable price. And while we're talking about pottery, let me reach across. I did get a couple more little pieces. This bowl I saw for, how much was this one? This was another $5 purchase. It does say USA on the bottom. I don't know much about it. I did do a little bit of research on this, and it did say that a lot of bowls during the period when these were made were not necessarily marked. I know there's lots of McCoy brands, and I don't know, there's another one. I'm gonna say it wrong, so I'm not gonna say it. My husband makes fun of me, y'all, at all the times that I say things wrong, and a lot of y'all really come back on me, and you do kind of try to help me pronounce it. And he's watched some of my videos. He'll kind of watch them all. He doesn't watch every one, but he'll take a day where he might sit and watch some if he's off. Well, the other day he was just busting out laughing, like bent over laughing. And he told me, he said, please stop trying to do math when you're doing a video. Now, I have always said, when I add 2 and 2, I don't always get 4. But he was like, just don't do it. So I will not be trying to break things down and tell you how good a deal I got anymore, because he just thought that was hilarious, and I told him he's being mean. Anyway, back to the haul. I found this it was half off, so I got this for 99 cents. There's no markings. It is some kind of little pottery piece though, and it looks like just a little not really much a bundt cake, maybe a bundt cake. So I thought that was just really cute, you know, just to kind of in the fall, and you throw that in. And I don't know how I'm gonna put this together, but all the colors just look really cute together. So I grabbed that. And I also got, now y'all, I like Pyrex. You've seen my pink Pyrex. And it really started out with just the pink. I just wanted the pink, you know, I wasn't head over heels for Pyrex. Well, then I lucked up and got a set. A few, like actually I think it was early spring. I got a set, a whole 4 set of bowls. It'll be really pretty for the fall for $50. That was just an auction that I won. It was a great price. Well, I saw this on Facebook Marketplace for $8 and I grabbed it. Now, I'm going to say, I think if I'm remembering right, this is the early American pattern. Like I said, I'm not a Pyrex enthusiast, so I may be getting that wrong. You can correct me. But I thought for fall, I loved the wheat, the eagle, the coffee grinder, the, what is that? It's on the tip of my tongue, where you grind, mortar, pestle and mortar. Is that right? Where you smash up stuff. And this, I don't know what it's called, but you know, the thing you would blow the smoke in the fireplace with. What is this? The pepper and salt grinder and the oil lamp. I thought, oh my gosh, I love that. I love the colors for the fall. So for $8, it doesn't have a lid, and I know that it's supposed to have a lid, but I thought this was a great find. It's going to look really pretty with some avocados or pumpkins or gourds or things just kind of sitting somewhere in the kitchen. I'm excited to be able to decorate with this. And that was, I don't know if I said, but I know that was a Facebook Marketplace find. Now, I also grabbed this. I know that this came from the Goodwill. I have lots of the blue and beige or cream pottery. And I got this. If you don't know what this is, you put butter, like real butter, not margarine, in here. And you can keep it on your counter. I think you smash this down and you pull it out and there's butter in there. But my whole reason is not to make the butter fancy or anything. Personally, I don't like butter, and I rarely use butter. I'm a 100% margarine girl, which I realize is basically plastic. I get it. I also like the hormones in my meat. But I got this because during the winter, sometimes with lots of the cooking that I do need like room temperature butter, or I have guests over for, you know, we all tend to host more during the winter and the holiday season and things. And some people like to have access to butter. So I keep it out during the winter to let it get to room temperature so it's spreadable and things. And I thought this would be a great little contained way to have the butter. So not only does it match some of my pottery pieces, but this is actually a practical piece that I purchased. And I know I don't purchase many practical pieces. All right, so moving on. I got this is an Amazon. It just came. It was at my doorstep. And I think for now I am just going to order one. But with all of Greg's pheasants, I ordered this pheasant pillowcase cover. And I think that'll be really cute. It'll tie everything in. Now, I'm not going to put this on my couch. And we can all say together why. Because y'all know, Lucy. She doesn't really tear stuff up. But she just wallers on things. And she sheds like once a year for 12 months. Like nobody's business. So I have that basket. I don't know if you remember seeing it, but it's behind my couch, and I keep blankets and throws in it. So that's where I plan on putting this pillow. So I was really excited to get this. I don't have room for all the pillows. So I've just started in the past year trying to buy more pillow covers to change out the pillows so that I don't have to deal with so many, room for so many pillows. Now I got this. I had seen this when I went to, this come from TJ's Collectibles and Antiques here in Smyrna. I saw this and I absolutely loved it, and I didn't get it the first time I went, but it's just so the candles, this was Norris Atlanta Exquisite Candles. So this was a box that held candles. You can put anything in it that you want. You can use it for a riser. I got it because I loved the hunt scene. Is this called the hunt or the chase? I think is it the chase? Anyway, I love the equestrian rider. I love the dogs. I don't like that they're chasing the fox, but I've always been drawn to this pattern whenever it comes on. So I thought for fall, this will be really cute in a vignette. And I could even, if I wanted to use it as a riser, but I'm going to try to style it some way like this. All right, I'm looking. I got stuff everywhere. Now, y'all, I've probably reached my limit on this particular next thing. I think this is my third one. You just have to manifest things. You know, you complain about it enough, you're going to find one. So I was at a thrift store and, sorry, making all kind of noise today. I saw another Apothecary box thing. I will tell you, I'm not a fan of this. That's very ornate for me and given what it is. But I love this. I think I'm going to put this in my bathroom. And it was only $2.99. So I saw one like the very next day at an antique store. Now, as I'm admitting that, I know, guys, that I said in my last video that I really wanted to cut back on thrifting. And I do. But when Greg is off, that's what he likes to do. And he had wanted to go to an antique store in Lebanon, again, that we had already been to. Or was it actually in Murfreesboro? We have like this circle of all these little surrounding areas, and we go to all their antique stores regardless. I looked, they had one just like this, except for it didn't have this ornate cutout top. It just had like the little hole. But other than that, it was identical, and they wanted $40 for it. So see, it proves my point. I was so excited to get this for $2.99. There's one more that I would love to have, and it's really the one that I want. And it's a double roll. I think it's 12 drawers, 6 going down. It's larger. And I've been getting all these others just because I'm like, well, I'm probably not ever going to find that. And that is the one that's really expensive. And they have the little white porcelain knobs. If I ever find that at a thrift store, I absolutely will buy it. But I think I am good on these little things, and I probably just need to walk. But y'all know, if y'all are true thrifters, you know, it's hard to walk past it, even if you already have it. Give it to a friend or find somewhere else to put it. Okay, so I'm trying to see which area I want to go next. I had showed you from an estate sale that I got an old Folgers tin back, was that sometime in July. Well, I like to have 3 of something because I like the grouping of 3. I like to decorate in 3. I now have 3 old coffee grinders. So I got 2 more coffee cans. This is Old Judge irradiated coffee. So I got this tin. And I love all the rust and crust. And I got this old Maxwell House coffee tin. Now, I did look this up. I think that this one it doesn't have a I looked it up, guys, and I don't remember what it said. It is vintage. I know that. There is no UPC code, so I know it's before the sometime in the 70s. But it's, I don't care. It's what I wanted. And I got this actually from an antique store, and the Goodwill price tag is half on here. So it's been around, and what I'm thinking is I'm just going to put the 3 together. And with my red folders, it was another tall one, so I'm not sure, I'll figure out how to display it. But that'll be a grouping of 3 old vintage coffee tins with my grinders, and I have 3 or 4 coffee. Now, I'm going to say this wrong, so all my people that help me get ready. Is it carafes? The glass coffee carafes, is that how you say it? I have 3 or 4 vintage of those. So I want to make some sort of vignette on top of my cabinets, but I'm just not really sure. But I was tickled to find those. Now look, y'all, I'm so excited that I found this. And it was only, oh shoot, I took the price off. It was $1.99. I know how much it was. Do you remember the Santa mugs that I was so sad to tell you about that I couldn't afford at the estate sale? Well, this is not a 1958 winking Santa mug, but it is a vintage Santa mug. It is from the 90s. I don't remember now who made it. I think that it was, I don't know. I can't remember. I did look them up. I know they came from the 90s. And I only got one. It was all that they had, but I was tickled to get it. But I did find this vintage Santa mug for $1.99. I was very happy to snag him up. If I ever come across the 1958 ones that I had to walk away from at a thrift store, you better believe that I will be grabbing those up. I also got, in terms of Christmas, I was very excited to find these at a thrift store. I got 2 brass deer, and they're both laying down. Now, I normally do not have gold or brass. I do have a gold. I have 2 gold. I have 3 gold color stories for Christmas. I have not used them in years. I will not be using them this year because I have sort of already planned, like I had said, I kind of planned before the season's even over as to what I want to do the next year so that I can get the things on clearance that I need. So I won't be doing that, but I will incorporate that somehow because I've also never done vintage. So in my home, you know, so I will find a way to use these. It just won't, I don't know. It may be up in my bedroom or I'm not really sure. When I tell y'all that we transform this house at Christmas, I am not joking. I mean, we don't like use pillow cover or, you know, covers for the couches and change that. Well, not to that extreme. I would if I could, and make it look pretty. But things are all packed up, put away. All the wall art is completely down. All my gallery walls have always switched to Christmas gallery walls. It's absolutely beautiful in my opinion. Some of it's whimsical. I just try to create Christmas magic, I guess. I don't know if that's going to be possible this year or not. I'm not going to buy all vintage Christmas artwork to do just a gallery wall. I can't afford to do that, you know, just to use for a month or however long. We'll actually have it up for 2 months, but so it's not going to be, I don't know. I'm not sure how vintage will be used, what little I have. Here I go babbling again. I'm going to hear it from Greg. Okay, let's move on. I did get for fall at a thrift store the other day. I found this gourd for, I think it was $1.99 for Greg. He loves gourds. I like them too, but I grabbed, and this was half off, so this was $3. And we might have some of this, but I thought for $3, you know, just grab another one. I'm very randomly showing you different holiday things. Now, Greg absolutely didn't like this, and he was like, why did you get this? But I thought this was cute to sit somewhere, a little harvest basket at Goodwill. It was $1.99. I went ahead, and I actually think I have one of these. It's like a blanket scarf, but I grabbed another one for, it was half off, so for $2, I grabbed another one of these blanket scarf throws because I'll probably have it coming out of a basket or, you know, I don't know, on a ottoman or something. So we'll see how that turns out. Now, y'all, I told you, I've talked about TJ's Antiques and Collectibles here in Smyrna, Tennessee. They've started posting pictures of what things that they have in the store once or twice a week. And I have been trying to thrift these for months. And I didn't even care what color I found it in. I really wanted the amber though, because I thought that would be pretty to set out for fall. And I just haven't had any luck. I haven't found them at estate sales, nothing. And so they posted the other day that they had gotten these in. And they are salt and pepper shakers. But I love the amber, and I thought this would be so pretty to set somewhere in my kitchen for fall. And they only wanted $10 for them. So I don't know if that's a good price or not. I felt like it was. Like I said, I've never been able to thrift them, never seen them. And I've never even seen them in an antique shop. I just have seen them on YouTube. So I was so excited to be able to grab those and to be able to plan to use those for fall. Now, I won an auction that, to be honest, I really don't know that I meant to win it. I had bid on several different things, and I just was not getting any of it because it was going for so, like, it was just out of my price range. There were these books that I wanted so bad, and there were about 15 books. My max bid was $30, and they were old. They were books that were the youngest book was 1850. So they were between, like, I think it was 1823 and 1850. I wanted those so bad. I was not going to go over $30. They ended up selling for $180. There was some silverware that I wanted, and it went for like $100, and my max bid was $20. So I was just losing all the way around. But they had a lot of vintage artwork. And there was one picture that in the lot, and they weren't good pictures. They didn't do a good job taking pictures of them. The pictures were laying down and they were at an angle and it was hard to see. But there was one picture that I wanted. And so I'm not going to try to do math, but I am going to tell you I'm keeping 6 of the 17 items that was in that lot. The rest of it is going already in a Goodwill pile. It is awful, awful, awful. So I'm not going to do the math, but I paid $13.10. I did not get ripped off for each individual piece, but this was the one piece that I wanted. Now, Greg absolutely hates all this, and he was like, just don't buy artwork anymore without me. And he is very picky about artwork. But from what I could see, I loved this little picture. I thought for spring, this would be so pretty sitting on a bookcase. I mean, it's little. It's like a 4x6. I don't know what it was. I was just so drawn to it. And so I was kind of going back and forth with somebody, and I ended up getting it. Now, looking at it, I do still really like it. And I think it's sweet, and it's just kind of delicate. But like I said, Greg does not like it. Now, there are a few more for fall that I'm planning on setting somewhere. And when I tell you that Greg was just so annoyed with me because he doesn't like any of them. But, y'all, I think for fall, like sitting in a bathroom or just in all those little nooks and crannies just to kind of have some fall, I thought these would be fun. These two were made in West Germany, hand applied in antique gold foil frames. Now, they need to be cleaned up, but they're two, like, just little prints of pressed flowers. And I don't know why the colors in here look so bad, but they are like fall colors. They're tiny, tiny. And I just thought they'd be cute, like on that little shelf in my bedroom or on a shelf in a bathroom. Just for fall, I thought that would be cute. And then there were these two. Here's another little pressed flower. And if for nothing else, y'all, I love this frame. And Greg was just like, throw it away. And no, I'm not. And then there's this one, and this was not, I don't think it's cross-stitched, but some kind of needle work. And so for fall, I thought that would be really cute, just sitting somewhere in a little vignette on a tier tray. You know, just something. It's vintage and it's fall. And then this last one that I'm keeping, I'm not really sure what area this is supposed to be or anything like that. I like the frame. The frame alone was worth whatever I paid for it. It's just titled Village. The artist is not Van Gogh. It's Van Goghen. I don't know who it is. And it was framed. Anyway, it's got a velvet inlay on it. I think for fall that this is going to be pretty. Now, I don't know, but I think he can handle it just for a few weeks, y'all. What do y'all think? And like I said, the frame is gorgeous. I really like the frame. So that is all that I got from that auction. But at a thrift store, y'all, I did get this. This was 99 cents. And I had talked about how we wanted to kind of redo our laundry room. That is definitely a late winter, early spring project. That's not going to be something that we do anytime soon. And it looks like it was a newspaper ad where somebody just kind of transferred, or some kind of transfer or something or another on this old vintage wood. But it was supposed to be March 29th, 1890, the Illustrated London News, and it's an advertisement for Brooks Soap Monkey brand. And makes bright reflections. I don't know. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But anyway, I thought this would be really cute just to kind of have in the laundry room. I've been looking for, I used to have an old wash board, and we don't know what happened to it. It had to have gotten thrown away. But so now I've been looking for another one, and they are so expensive in my opinion, because I know I got mine over 20 years ago, and I didn't pay hardly anything for it. But what I'm finding now, they're like kind of crazy expensive. Now, I got this at a thrift store. Again, it was 99 cents. I got a lot of this. It was all half off. Greg absolutely hates it. He actually kind of fussed at me. He said, he wasn't mean, but he was like, I am so sick and tired of you buying all this ugly artwork. But y'all, I think for fall, this is going to be so great. In the back of a bookcase or in a venue or somewhere, y'all. I don't know. I mean, if you're going to go vintage, right? Like, I don't halfway do anything. But I found this deer jumping over a log, and I just love it. And it's so, I mean, the frame is falling apart. It's a, a copy, a replica of something, but I don't care. I think it's going to be cute. And he just was like trying to like throw it away. So, and then I got these two little, and I did not get these at a thrift store, and I need to clean them up apparently. But, I have been trying to get something. Well, I've decided I wanted to get a few silhouettes, not a lot. And I love anything of George Washington, like pictures, but George is expensive. But I found these two silhouettes. This is George and this is Martha. And I don't know exactly where I'm going to put these. Probably I might try to find some place in the dining room to put them, because that is where I have the Liberty Blue, and there's George's in there in a few places. So I am hoping to, be able to get them put in there. We'll just have to see. And Greg doesn't, he sort of likes the idea of silhouettes, but he doesn't really like those. But anyway, all right, I am looking around. I have stuff everywhere, and I feel like that is all for my haul. Of course, that's a lot, right? That's plenty for somebody that just said they wanted to try not to thrift so much. I wish that I was brave enough to turn this camera around and show you the piles of Christmas, because I have found a few things. Don't get too excited. It's not a lot. And I want to show you, but I want to show you later. I did show you my cup because I was so proud of it. But I am shocked at the stuff I've managed to find for fall. Like, it's just, and it's all in piles. And then I have my Goodwill pile. And I'm not brave enough, though. I can't turn this camera around and show you how bad this room that I'm sitting in looks. But anyway, y'all, like I said, today is Wednesday. I very much hope to start some fall decorating tomorrow. And I will attempt to do a decorate with me on that hutch. That should be a fairly easy decorate with me. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and I will take you on a tour of it. So anyway, I'm so glad to get to sit down and take a few minutes to talk with you guys. I hope that you enjoyed your Labor Day. I hope it's that time of year where everybody's starting to get sick. I hope that you stay well, that your family stays well, that you're able to kind of go through the fall and enjoy all the things that fall brings. I am looking forward to decorating this house for fall. I've kind of finally got the bug. I'm already behind in one of my classes, y'all, and it kind of brings me to tears. So I will have to spend a few days just focusing on that, trying to get caught up. But I'm going to edit and get things out as fast as I can. But you guys have a great rest of your week. I would love to be able to get a decorating video out to you at least by this weekend. So anyway, y'all have a great one, and until next time, happy thrifting.